can help us to see if we can use another map to use it as a support. Very rough. You don't want it to fall. Yeah, the maths are the best thing because you can modify them really well. You can get another one. Maybe. Okay. Yeah, Bismillah. Hamza, turn on that light. We're gonna plug in that one, these on the floor. Let's plug it in. اعطي لي الارقام بسرعه الى شو استعداد المساء الى ناديه السريع لبرنامج حفظ رمضان السريع ناديه وغفران جديد حطي البرنامج الناس بدها تعرف ازاي يلا بسم الله good on your side is good yes yeah. بسم الله يلا it's gonna start already
Yeah.
okay turn on the mic يا شيخ سفيان and the receiver receiver, we do the receiver, one like this on top. Long press until yeah, open it. There's one like this, the receiver. Yeah, long press. يلا بسم الله. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا. وزدنا علما وعملا متقبلا يا رب العالمين. Allah teach us what benefit us, increase us in knowledge and good morals and in good deeds يا رب العالمين. Alhamdulillah, we covered like good amount of many topics. We covered all of the med rules. تعارض المد, when you have more than one med rule on the same word, I gave you just one example of it, and the rules are detailed. All the cases, all the possibilities are mentioned in the book. So basically it's theoretical. So we're gonna skip that. And so what I'm gonna try to do today, inshallah, to finish very, very important topics that many people make mistakes in. The ikhfa, we're gonna definitely finish the ikhfa, inshallah. The special words, okay, let's write them down so we don't forget. The special words. And anyone did not get a pen, the Medina pen? If you did not get, come get one. That's a gift, inshallah, to encourage you to spread the word about the project. So we're gonna do what? The special words. We're gonna start ikhfa and the special words and nabr. Many people online have been asking for the nabr lesson for months. What else? Some practical things. The makharij, the rest of the makharij and sifat. I think we can hardly finish these. Is there any specific topic that you like us to cover and you think it needs practice, it needs explanation, it's difficult in any of the tajweed rules other than what I mentioned? Makharij, sifat, nabr, the special words, and ikhfa. Ikhfa, shafawi, and qalb, these things explained in detail in the videos. All of these are explained mostly in the videos other than nabr. Okay, and the special word. Bismillah. So let's go to let's continue the makharij. Let's continue the makharij. So we got the hamza and ha, right? So we said how many letters are there in Arabic that we don't have in English? 12. 6 of them are called the The throat letters. We're going to start from أقصى الحلق. From the voice box we have what? Hamza ha, then go to the middle throat. Ain ha, then go to the near throat. Ghain kha. We got Hamza ha, right? And now we go to the Ain. The Ain, as you can see in the picture, both me and the screen are clear in the recording. Sufyan, take Ali's place. Switch. You see, this is the back wall of the throat, right? This is the back wall of the throat, right? This is the back wall of the throat. And this is the epiglottis that someone asked yesterday about, right? When it goes back, the epiglottis goes back, it closes the windpipe, so we don't choke, right? It closes the windpipe. Okay? This epiglottis, when it goes back, that's the ain. Na. Try it. Na. Ah. We're both clear? Na. Ah. نعبد إياك نعبد إياك نعبد نستعين عو عي نعي. Okay, Ain is always light. Okay, so produced by bringing the epiglottis back to the back wall of the throat, back to the wall of the throat, okay? But without complete touching, huh? Without complete touching. It sounds almost similar to someone choking. The makhraj of the ayn is partially open, as we see here, it's partially open. From the common mistakes of Rasul, the ayn is making it similar to the alif. So, a'udhu, huh? A'udhu. Due to not bringing the epiglottis back enough. So what makes the ayn close to the alif? That your epiglottis is normal, is not going back. You're saying or you're saying na'budu. Look, huh? Look. Na'budu.
Should you change it from alif to hamza? Because the alif doesn't have the sound.
But with the noon, huh? Na'budu.
Na'budu.
Tamam? Na'budu. As many people say na'budu. It's not na'budu, habibi. Na'budu. Na'budu. So this is saying abidun. So how do we fix this mistake of not showing the ayn enough? By what? Bring the epiglottis back more. Okay? So basically, this is something just by practice. Like, you cannot hold the epiglottis and move it back, right? So you need to and don't open your mouth too much, as I mentioned before. That's a common mistake. But if you open your mouth, it's not gonna help you. No, keep it normal. Try it. فعلوا يوعظون. Make sure you make the ayn light and pay extra attention when it's what? Adjacent to a heavy letter. Like this. This is very common say يوعظون. Look, يوعظون. Take Sister Khadija. And my wife will take care of the other. Take Sister Khadija for now. Let her see that she's practicing those examples correctly. توعظون. يدع. Again, with the sukoon, the lips are rounded, right?
Yes.
Who said yes?
Well rounded.
Everything I say, you say yes. I move my head, you say yes. I told you, pay attention to my questions. Think twice before you answer. Yeah, with the sukoon, our lips are?
Well rounded.
With the sukoon, our lips are? Normal. يدع. Look, huh? يدع.
يدعل
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 نجمع عظامه.
نجمع عظامه.
When there are two عينات pay extra attention. Two عينات pay extra attention. Sister Julia, sit next to Khadija so that Sister Sarah can take care of you. And your mom will be also with my wife. نجمع عظامه.
نجمع عظامه.
يوم يدعون إلى نار جهنم دعا.
يوم يدعون إلى نار جهنم دعا.
ضريع.
ضريع.
So the ayn is bayni letter. We're gonna come inshallah to the sifat. Bayni means the sound is not completely flowing and not completely blocked. It's not like and it's not like up. It's in between. So the bayniya letters are لين عمر وبين رخو والشديد. Listen, وبين بيني وبين رخو والشديد لين عمر وسبع علو خص ضغط قد حصل. So the bayniya letters are لين عمر. اطفي الضوء وسكر الباب. لين عمر ولا تاخذ شيء من ابدا بدون اذن ولا تفوت لجوا ابدا بدون اذن. Okay, pay attention. So do I say ضريع? Did you hear the ayn?
No.
No. What about ضريع?
That's too much.
So it's in between. ضريع.
ضريع.
This is very tricky and challenging. تسطيع.
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 تسطيع عليه.
تسطيع عليه.
What did we do here? What did we do here? We drop the first ayn, stress the second. إدغام المثلين or المتماثلين. تسطيع عليه.
تسطيع عليه.
Pay extra attention when there is a ha with the ayn. Pay extra attention when there is a ha with the ayn. ألم أعهد.
ألم أعهد.
فاتبعها.
فاتبعها.
يلا practice فاتبعها.
فاتبعها.
فبايع.
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 فبايعهن.
فبايعهن.
لا تطيع.
لا تطيع.
لا تطيع.
لا تطيع.
لا تطيعه.
لا تطيعه.
نطق. تطيع.
تطيع.
لا تطيعه.
لا تطيعه.
Pay attention to the ayn when it has a sukun. Don't turn that sukun into a fatha or part of a fatha. A lot of students, وعد الله. وعد is not وعد, is وعد الله.
وعد الله.
وعد الله.
وعد الله.
بنعمة.
بنعمة.
So we're not going to say بنعمة. No. Full sukun. بنعمة.
بنعمة.
Also, make the ayn always like we said that. فعصى.
فعصى.
So not as you said فعصى عصى فعصى.
فعصى.
أوعظت.
أوعظت.
عين light. أوعى. أوعى. أوعظت.
أوعظت.
Do not open the mouth, we said that. Okay, one of the ways might help you start with a long alif. Start with a long alif, alif with hamza, of course, hamza with alif, yani. And then put your two fingers at your neck and press a bit where we're gonna press. In the middle part of the throat, because that's where the ayn comes from, right? So, Okay. Done with the ayn? Any question with the ayn? Let's go to the ha. As you can see, this is an issue of practice. This is an issue of exercise. You have the organs of speech just like me, right? We all have the same organs of speech. But you don't use yours enough. sometimes. So you need to use them, that's all. You need to know, number one, which parts of speech you use. I mean, not parts of speech, which organs of speech you use, right? Which ones, how to use them, and you need to use them. And practice. The ha is the sister of the ayn. Again, from the middle throat, right? From the middle throat. Yalla, Sarah, I think you take Sister Juwair's place and let her take your place. This way you can see three of them and yeah. Okay. Look at the ayn, look at the ha and tell me the difference. Yalla. I should put both pictures together to compare, but okay, I'll put them together. And compare for me and tell me the difference between ayn and ha. The difference is slight. Okay, and we're gonna say here, this is what? This is the ayn, and this is the ha. This is the ha. Yalla, who can tell me the difference? Yalla, Hamza.
That's like in the ha, the epiglottis doesn't go as far back.
Aywa. Look at the ha. The epiglottis didn't go as much as it did in the ayn. And that led what? That gives the ha what? همس. فحثه شخص سكت. So نح الرحمن. So right from level one, we're not gonna let the students say ha instead of ha. Tell them that sound ha. We show them. We tell them this is the ha. We tell them this is ha. Right? We tell them. Is it clear?
Yes.
Huh? We tell them what? When they say ha for the ha, we tell them, look, this is ha. Okay? But this is what? This is a ha, right? Okay. Okay, so the ha, we bring the epiglottis back, but not as much as we do in the ayn. So, this is why the ha has hams, etc. Be Tajweed expert, make the ha always light, give it its hams. الرحمن محياهم وسبحه يلا a bit challenging word. بمزحزحه وسبحه. What do you notice of the examples? سبح was mentioned twice. وسبحه. Okay. الحكيم. Okay. Okay. When the ha has sukoon, we mentioned this before. When the letter has sukoon, the lips are well rounded, right? Now, now everybody's afraid to. Okay, good. Think before you answer. It's okay. When the letter has a sukoon, the lips are rounded, right?
No.
What? Then what?
No.
They're normal. And when the letter has a dhamma, the lips are well. Who said rounded? Who said rounded?
Well rounded.
Well rounded. Okay, they're well rounded.
What's the difference?
The difference? You were absent yesterday. You were here. The difference is this. Is this rounded? Ho. Well rounded. Hu. Tamam. So assalamu alaikum rounded. Alaikum. Everyone says assalamu alaikum, right? Wa alaikum assalam. But it should be what? Assalamu alaikum. So how do you fix it? Round them well. I used to the verb protrude them, but I looked at it. Come on, just make sure it doesn't drop. Just move them a little bit this way. I want to move it this way. Aywa, slowly, huh? خلاص. Okay, so just well-rounded, okay? Just well-rounded. ماشي؟ Yeah. We learn. We should have said from the beginning like this closer. Okay, point. Okay, so the Hamzat Wasl here has what? Dhamma. Why? Third letter has Dhamma. Why? It's a verb. The verb, right? So we're gonna say oo. Oo. Look at me, huh? Ooh.
Ooh.
Look at the ha. Look at the ha. If I say ooh and ooh, is there a difference?
Yes.
Uhkum.
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 Uhshuru.
Uhshuru.
You see? Alhamdulillah. Yalla. Done with Ayn and Ha. Ghayn and Kha. It's the nearest part. The Ghayn, as you can see, the Ayn was here, right? Ayn and Ha was in the middle throat. Now we're going up to the near throat. Near, why we call it near? Why it's near throat? Adna. Adna means aqrab. Why it's near? Because it's nearest to the mouth or to the lips. Tamam, to the lips is better, right? Nearest to the lips. Okay? How do we do the ghayn? The ghayn, we're gonna use the back part of the tongue? No. The back part is here. We're gonna use what? We called it the root of the tongue. And it will touch what? This dangling piece from the back. What is it? The uvula. So we're gonna say what? Al. Huh? Al. 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 Nal.
No.
That is the ghayn. You literally, if you hold the mirror, who took my mirror?
No.
Some people are here. Some people they mock Quran students and teachers. They say, look, they're just everyone holding a mirror, and they're, subhanallah, what are you mocking? You're mocking us because we are doing our best to fix the Quran, our pronunciation of the Quran. Like you should laugh at you should cry at yourself because you're distorting the words of the Quran, right? So you should be careful. So if you open and see, you're gonna show the students. Okay, I have all of those letters with short videos, like 1 minute, 2 minute videos, all of those letters, and I bring the camera so close so that you can see inside the mouth what's going on. Like all the letters that are possible to be seen. Like ghayn is very easy to see, so you can check those videos and see. So basically, you're gonna do what? You're gonna see with your mirror that you are with your root of the tongue touching the uvula, and it's bending. The uvula is bending. Ow, ow, ow. And now we're gonna go to the kha also right away. The kha is the exact same thing. Look here. The kha is the exact same thing, but who can tell me what makes them different? And get a book. We still have, how many copies I gave yesterday as prizes? Huh?
3,
I
4,
missed it.
4.
Missed it. I gave 4. 4 books. Okay, there's 1 book left. Yalla. Who's gonna tell me the difference and get the book? Yalla.
There is hams in the ha.
How? What makes that hams? That's my question. What makes the hams in the kha? What? You want me to put the picture next to it? Okay, here is the kha and here is the ghayn.
Yeah, don't press it too much.
1 second. She's Did you hear him?
No.
Okay. It doesn't necessarily mean he said the right thing, huh? Look at the picture and tell me. Which one is ghayn? This or this? The one on the right or the one on the left?
The one on the right.
I'm asking her because there's a book behind the story. Behind the answer, there's a
The
book.
right one is the
This is what?
ba.
Ghayn. You mean ghayn? Okay. And this is what?
Ha.
Kha. What's the difference? What makes them different? And you said correctly, you said the kha has hams, which means breath, right? What makes that? Like in the mouth, what should I do to make the kha different from ghayn, or to make that letter a kha? What do I do? Al, al, Try to feel it and see. Al, What are you doing to make the kha different?
Like giving it a vibration, but I don't know how to.
Okay, look at the picture should tell you. Yalla, brother.
Yeah, you don't need to press too much and little bit up.
Where?
In the
Don't
yumna.
press too much in which one?
In kha, don't.
In the kha. Exactly. Barakallah fi. Look, you took a book? Did you take a book? Do you want the orange one or the white one?
I took it.
The 2 to 4?
Yeah.
You took already?
Yeah.
Okay, you can give some to someone. Okay, as you can see, I worked on these pictures, modified them. I found them online and modified them until it took me like half an hour to just to fix these things, these two pictures. As you can see here, the root of the tongue did not go much more than it did in the line, and that what makes them different. Okay. So what is this one on the right? We said that is the kha, correct? Correct.
Is it right?
Who said yes?
Is it right to say the ghain is produced deeper than the kha?
Deeper.
Like,
Why?
is it right to say?
I can pronounce, yeah.
Why deeper?
Because it's coming further in the roots of the tongue.
Farther in the root. Is this what we said? Is this what we said? What do you think?
You press to get more on
Huh?
the bottom.
They switched again, right? You guys confused me or I confused myself? This one is what?
Ha.
Uh-huh. This is the kha. Because it goes back less, and this is the rain. Let's do the examples. Brother, it's the same place. Okay? Some people might say the kha is nearer. I don't know. Honestly, we need a microscope and we need the, what do they call it? Autopsy? Huh? Autopsy, what is that? Right? Like, to know the exact point. I don't like to go into those details, and honestly, we don't know. But what we're sure, try and you see yourself. With the ghain, you press more. Al. With the kha, you press less. That's what I can feel, and I think you can feel it as well. Let's do the examples of the ghain. Yeah, the ghain is always heavy, and the kha is always heavy, correct? The ghain is rikhu or shadid.
Shadid.
Shadid means the sound is cut off.
It's basically Len Umar, no?
Len Omar,
No, it's not. Ghain is not.
then it will be Len Ghumar. Okay, so the ghain is rikhu. Okay, and the example, we say what? وَلَا بَاغ وَلَا بَاغ غَيْرِ الْمَغْضُوبِ غير المغضوب ولا يغتب Sorry, the waqf was wrong here. ولا يغتب, it's يغتب if you stop. If you connect, you're going to stop, skip the ba and stress the next. So ولا يغتب يغفر غي وغيض يغى وأغطش والمغرب common mistake. Students read وتخشى instead of تغشى. Why they mix between غين and خاء? Because they're neighbors. If you, many students they say والليل إذا يغشى means, and by the night when it fears. Doesn't make sense. But by the night when it covers. يغشى cover, غشاء covering. تمام? يغشى غير خير many students say واستغفر. So here two common mistakes. Surah Al-Nasr. Two common mistakes. Most imams, unfortunately, the ones I heard at least, imams means people who lead salah. That's what imams means here in America and Europe. Okay, the people who lead salah. And the people yeah, the leaders of masajid and those who teach and give khutbah, etc., they also call them imam. But that's what I mean here. They say, فَسَبِّحْ بِحَمْدِ رَبِّكَ وَاسْتَغْفِرْ فَسَبِّحْ بِحَمْدِ رَبِّكَ وَاسْتَغْفِرْ وَاسْتَغْفِرْ. Right? What should it be?
واستغفر
Again?
واستغفر
Huh? There's a hat there. Ask many students, what's the last letter there? They don't know. They don't know it's a ha. But they don't know if there's a ha. See, this is the receiver, Sufyan, the battery for the receiver isn't out. So, pay attention to the line. Pay attention to the line and what?
ها
To the ha. Don't make the line as a ha. Don't mix between them. Wastal.
واستغفر
Wastal.
واستغفر
What happened? Wastal. Did it
Wastal.
What did you do?
It was off.
It was off? Okay. Get the batteries on the. There's a bag of batteries. I don't know these batteries. We don't use them. Oh no, we use them like few hours. Where? 4 hours. On the drawers where we have the tape and the stuff on your right. واستغفر.
واستغفر
If it's difficult for you, connect. واستغفره إنه if you want. But if you want to stop, واستغفر.
واستغفر
This is very challenging one. لا ربنا لا تزغ لا تزغ
لا تزغ
لا تزغ قلوبنا.
لا تزغ قلوبنا
It's practice. لا تزغ قلوبنا.
لا تزغ قلوبنا
Right? Oh Allah, don't let our hearts deviate. لا تزغ قلوبنا.
لا تزغ
Don't
قلوبنا
make qalqala to the mind. Don't say فيغفر no. فيغفر.
فيغفر
Found it? The big ones. There's a box that has like big amounts. فيغفر.
فيغفر
The small ones on your right. On the drawers on the right. On top of the drawers. فيغفر.
فيغفر
هذا مغتسل.
هذا مغتسل.
Give me two also. Give me two Muhammad from him and put two there. Yes. If they're off, throw them right away. Got that? We're not gonna say بلاغ. No qalqala for the ghain, right? Why? Who can tell me no qalqala for the ghain?
Because that is how.
Why no qalqala for the ghain? When do we make qalqala? It will come. ماشي. It will come in the script. I'm going to delay the question. يلا. But do not make غنة to the ghain. Some people say يغشى. يغ. Close the note. يغشى. No relation between the gunna and the ghain. Should be no gunna at all in the ghain, right? Where only do we have gunna? We have gunna only where? قول الرابع وروح العاب النيل. بسرعة. معقول يعني قدام الطالب نقعد ونلعب؟ معقول؟ Don't make gunna to the ghain. We're not gonna say غير المغضوب. These are mistakes we hear. That's why I put it here. It's not from my mind, right? Jazakallah khair. Don't exaggerate in the tafkhim of the ghain when it has a kasra. Oh, really? The ghain is heavy when it has a kasra? Yes. That's the least level of heaviness. Let's cover this also. The levels of heaviness. مراتب التفخيم. مراتب التفخيم. It's there in Al Jazariya Made Easy. New course. Just in case we have more time. Okay, so we're not gonna say وغيضة. Try like I'm trying to make the line heavy. Normal. وغيضة. خيفة. We're practicing the line and the kha. Okay, we did the line and the kha. The kha. أخبارها. So maybe it was making that noise yesterday. Maybe it was the battery was running away. ويختار. Did you take your car to the backyard? Was it you or him?
That was me.
You?
Yeah.
So you take turns, you and him. Okay. خير إن شاء الله. يخلق المخبتين بآخرين نعمته إخوانا There is another opinion about the levels of tafkhim that we don't take. We're taking the opinion of Imam Ibn Jazari, and even that opinion, the second opinion, when we tell them about such words like ikhwana, because they say when the letter has a sukoon, it depends on the letter before it. So you look at the letter before it. If the letter before it, for example, has a kasra, then that sakin letter will be in the least level of heaviness. If it has a fatha before it, then it will be like the fatha, etc. So that is an opinion attributed to some scholars, but that's not the. And when we tell them about these words that all Qurra agree on to read it like this, they say these are exceptions. So the opinion that we're taking is Imam Ibn Jazari's opinion, which has 5 levels of tafkhim. The sukoon, when the heavy letters have sukoon, that's the 4th level, and then comes the last level when the heavy letter has a kasra, and this will come inshallah. بِنِعْمَتِهِ إِخْوَانًا إِنَّمَا الْمُؤْمِنُونَ إِخْوَةٌ إخوة تخشوه We talk about khifa, we talk about mixing them, okay? These are the hard letters. Exercise. What are some common mistakes some people make in the throat letters? You can do this by yourself later. And we're gonna go to the itbaq letter. Let's take some break from the letter. Not break. We just started. Come on, sit down. We're not gonna take the let's go to something easier. We're gonna go back to the itbaq letters. So we're done with the 6 letters, huh? Done with the 6 letters, and we have 6 more letters. Let's go now to finish. Allahumma salli ala sayyidina. Is everything is good there in the recording, ya Sheikh?
Yeah.
Bismillah. Let's take the special words. We got, what was the special word we took yesterday? We spent like really good time on. أعجمي. That is the special word. Allahu al, and those similar, but because they have 2 ways, but أعجمي it has 1 way. Now, the second special word in Hafs narration is majreha, very easy. If you look at this word and you overlook the diamond, isn't that a diamond? Huh? Yeah, page.
78.
In mine 70, in yours 78. Yeah, 78. Page 78. Remember they put a diamond? Diamond for each one. Okay, Majreha. So this word, how do you read this word if you just overlook the diamond? How do you read that word?
Majroha.
Majraha. That is correct, but not in Hafs. Through Shatibiyah, huh? Not in Hafs, through Shatibiyah. Mursaha. Every Muslim who's reading this word in Hafs narration through Shatibiyah should read it like Majreha. What did we do? We made something called imala. Imala means tilting. Imala means tilting. In the science of qira'at, we have fatih, look at me. Fatih, imala sughra, imala kubra, ya. Who can repeat that?
Fatih. Imala sugra. Imala kubra.
You became ya.
Yeah.
Now ya.
Imala kubra.
Ya like.
Yeah.
Okay? So fatih means ba. That's fatih. Means you open your mouth normally. The alif is normal alif. Now, ya. We mentioned this as a common mistake if you remember yesterday. Some people, and this in Warsh narration, it's mentioned, it's used a lot in a lot of words. It's called imala sughra or taqleel. Don't worry, don't get confused if I'm saying a lot of words. Don't worry. Just let you know. So, ba, ta, wadduha, ha, that's called imala sughra. Little imala, minor imala, or taqleel. Then, the imala kubra is easy, very easy for everybody. It's like the A sound. Majri. And what do we do with the ra? Whenever the ra has imala, before it or after it, make it light. We're not going to say majri. No. Because the ra originally here is what? Originally is maftuha, so it should be heavy. But when we made the imala, why it became light? Because the imala makes the alif close to the ya. So we make the ra light. Tamam? Majri. Majriha. Bismillahi majriha wa mursaha. By Allah's name, Sayyidina Nuh, right? He said Bismillah, in the name of Allah, with the name of Allah, majraha, its course and its track, or its sailing and its what do they say? Landing. They don't say landing for the sea. What do they say? For the ship when it stops. For the plane they say landing. For the ship,
Anchoring.
Docking. So majraha wa mursaha. Wallahu a'lam. Look at the clear Quran behind you. Read for me the translation. Okay. يلا بسم الله مجريها ومرساها
بسم الله مجريها ومرساها.
Okay, any questions so far? So that is, what did we say? Fatih, Imala Sughra, Imala Kubra, yeah. ماشي? In the Qira'ah of Imam Ibn Dhakwan, even Imam Hisham, there is a lot, they mention a lot the Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad. They mention what? Imala. For example, Tawrih, Imam Ibn Amir, he had, with his two narrators, Hisham and Ibn Dhakwan, they have Tawrih, they have Adreka, they have this. Okay? Did you see it? Surah Sayyidina Hud, ayah 41. You say 41? Okay. Word number 3, we mentioned Ibdal and Tasheel yesterday. Next word, Surah Sayyidina Yusuf alayhi salam, Ta'manna, it has two ways to read it. Surah Sayyidina Yusuf alayhi salam, ayah 11. What the...
Wait, these are the only two guidance symbols in the Quran, right?
Huh?
That manna and
Yeah, these are the only ones. Okay, in this one, Ta'manna, there are two ways to read it with. Okay, this word is originally, as you can see here, Ta'manuna, means like the verb in its origin, it's Ta'manu, Ya Abana, they said, his children, Ya Abana, our father, ما لك لا تأمننا على يوسف ما لك لا تأمننا على يوسف وإنا له لناصحون. Why don't you feel safe to entrust us with Yusuf while we are like sincere carers for him? Huh? ما لك لا تأمننا. Why don't you like entrust us with him and you don't feel safe because it's from aman safety, right? You don't feel safe in keeping him with us. So ta'manu, that's the verb. We're gonna put na, which is the pronoun for maf'ul bihi, right? Ta'manuna, like tadribuna, for example. Malaka la tadribuna, for example. Okay? If you guys tell me malaka la tadribuna when we don't do the homework, so I get up and I beat you because you're saying why don't you beat us? Okay? So tell me this malaka. So لا تضربنا, see, تضربنا, تأمننا, clear? The Arabs, sometimes when they have like this type of example, nunat, some of them, they change it into two ways. The first way, they merge the first nun into the second nun. So the result is what? What's the result? One nun, one stressed nun, yani nun with shadda. Noon with shadda. So it will become how? تأمنا. But that's not the way you read it. That's wrong. That way is wrong. The way you read it, you need to round your lips. Round your lips. Right after the first noon, in the beginning of the first noon. Okay? All the way to the end. تأمن. When the longest one is over, you bring them back. ما لك لا تأمنا.
ما لك لا تأمنا.
Now, if you look to that, if you look there, and you hear me saying with ishmam, this is called ishmam. Ishmam, like making, like as if you're making the letter smell the dhamma. Okay, from sham, as if the letter is smelling the dhamma, but no dhamma there. Is that clear? Ishmam. If I say the word without ishmam, this type of ishmam, there are different types. If I do it with ishmam and without ishmam, okay, you're not gonna feel any difference. Huh? ما لك لا تأمنا. لا تأمنا. Any difference in the sound? Not at all. Then why we do this? Come on, Sheikh, this is useless. No, be careful. When we talk about the Quran, always be careful. This is how I read it to the Sheikh. And my Sheikh to his Sheikh, to his Sheikh, to his Sheikh. 28 people to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So even though it doesn't change the meaning in any way, that's how you should read it. That's how we learned it. Clear? What is that called? Ishma. Sisters, see the sisters. Brother, let me see. 1, 2, 3. لا تأمنا. Get the first note. Look at me. Get the first note. تأمن. Say it. تأمن. We're gonna do slow motion. تأمن. نا. تأمنا. سفيان. تأمنا. So get the noon normal first. Get the first part of the noon. Look what I say here. By rounding the lips right after pronouncing a part of rounding the lips right after pronouncing a part of the stressed noon. And it continues throughout the longest ghunna. Tamam?
Like this, but when you from the it's changing that.
Good job. You're very close. Try. Good, but rounding the lips is not by. Is by. Just round. Just like that. Good. Try again. Mash. Good. Good, but just round them normal. تأمنا. Yalla, brother.
تأمنا.
But you were late to round. Round right after the first part of the noon.
تأمنا.
Good. تأمنا.
تأمنا.
Give the first noon, the first part, keep it normal. Then round right after. تأمنا.
تأمنا.
That's it. Yalla. Yeah, but don't make it fast. Keep them rounded until the longest one is over. تأمنا. Tamam, but you're bringing it back quick. Show him, brother Asim. Yalla, start.
لا تأمنا.
Give the first, just the first part of the noon, keep it normal, then round.
لا تأمنا.
Tamam, yalla, Sufyan.
After first
Round the lips right after the first part of the noon.
First, just do
تأمنا.
then what you after like
Yeah.
you لا تأمنا.
But give it longest one now. تأمنا. Don't round right away.
But
Again.
just round for a little bit more. Like
That's it.
Duration.
Yalla, Ali.
لا تأمنا
تأمنا.
لا تأمنا.
You have to take the mask off. It doesn't work. Take off the mask. If all Tajweed rules work, this one won't work with the mask. Take it off. Good job. Give the floor. So why are you in a hurry? Wait a minute. Do the first noon normal first. That manna, but you are very close. But you want to practice with the math? It doesn't work. Take it off and practice one more time. Good job.
Should be a whole like that.
Give it some time. The first noon, normal. That manna. You're going right away to the shema. Aywa. Any question? The second way is called ikhtilas. In the Quran, you're gonna say, they say ishmam aw rawm. Ishmam aw rawm. The more precise term is ikhtilas because rawm is at the end of the word. Anyway, this means what? We pronounce almost 2/3 of the dhamma. 2/3 of the dhamma. Yani, look at me. What's the originally the verb is how? Normally. How is the verb? I explained it to you in the beginning. How is the verb originally? Normally. Let me hear it. Originally. Normally. Ta'manu. Listen, Ta'manu. Full dhamma, complete dhamma. That's originally. Ta'manu. Ta'manuna. We're gonna steal. Ikhtilas means stealing. Okay, we're gonna steal some of the dhamma. Okay, how much we're gonna steal? Just 1/3, not all of it. Just 1/3. Okay, all of it in the ishma. Just 1/3. How much? 1/3. So we pronounce how much? How much we pronounce? 2/3. So let's just say ta'manu. We're gonna say ta'manuna. Ta'manuna. If this is a different word and someone is reading this way, we're going to tell him, show the dhamma. But here, if someone says, ta'manuna, we tell him, don't show the dhamma. Don't show the full dhamma. Just pronounce 2/3 of the dhamma. How we do that? The scholars, they say, speed up and lower the voice at that dhamma. How do you do that? Speed up and lower your voice at that dhamma. تأمننا ما لك لا تأمننا Any question? Word number 4. Any question? Let me hear. 1, 2, 3. تأمننا Let me hear the full one. Do you hear the difference? Always, as I told you before, do the wrong one and see the distinction. It will help. ما لك لا تأمننا This realm, the realm comes at the end of the word. In Hafs narration, I didn't include the realm here, okay? Because you don't need to know it. Like, no, a Muslim can live all of his life, okay, and read the whole Quran 100 times without needing to know what? Are wrong. But just to give you an example, that no matter how much we know, still we don't know more. Or the things that we don't know are more. Wrong is another way with which the Arabs stop on at the endings of the words. Okay, Sufyan? Usually the Arabs stop with what? What do they do when they stop? Sukoon. That's one way. The other way is called ishmam. In Hafs narration, you can say, وَإِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينَ نَسْتَعِينَ You make ishmam. Why? Why? What's the benefit of making ishmam which doesn't have any sound? Sister Sarah.
Just
To show that there is a dhamma, right? To show that there is a dhamma. It's nasta'inu. It is nasta'inu, right? So you can read it nasta'in with 2, 4, 6. That's called what? What is that called? Ishma. The other way to stop, also in Hafs narration through Shatibiyah, this way that we're learning, but I didn't mention that because you don't need to, okay? But when you're doing an ijazah in the whole Quran, you have to take all of the Jazariya sections 16 sections, all of those tests, and you will have to study that, and you have to apply it to me when you're reading a khatma. So I make sure you know all the ways with which all the words can be read. The other way is called raw. Nasta'inu. What did I do? I pronounce how much of the dhamma? Huh?
2/3.
I pronounce a third. It's different from ikhtilas. Ikhtilas, when it's in the middle of the word, I pronounce 2/3. When it's at the end of the word, how much do I pronounce? A third, approximately. Tamam? Nasta'inu. And ishmam happens only in the dhamma, while rawm happens with dhamma and kasra. Tamam? Tamam? For example, I mentioned to you, nasta'inu, ar-rahim, ar-rahim. Tamam? Okay, done with ishmam and rawm. What is the next word? Al-musaytirun, Surah Al-Tur, right? Isn't that Surah Al-Tur? Yes. Chapter 52, ayah 37. This ayah, this is the only word in Hafs narration through Shatibiya. See how many times I have been saying this? Keep your head up so you don't fall asleep. This word, as you can see in the Quran, it is written with a sad and there is a sin under it. Why? Because in Hafs narration through Shatibiya, it can be read with sin and sad. Both are the same. Okay? Let's read it with sin and then sad. Why is that difference? Put your lip down.
Sorry.
Why is that difference?
That is how.
It's Arabic dialects. It is an Arabic dialect. Some Arabs say al-mu'minun, some Arabs say al-mu'minun. Some Arabs say al-musaytirun, some Arabs say al-musaytirun. Some Arabs say ihdina as-sirata, and some Arabs say ihdina tamam? Ihdina. And that's why those, since we mentioned az, this letter, this variant of a letter is not a letter, huh? It's a variant of a letter. It's a variant of the sad. They say this is a sad al-mushammatu zayan. The sad that has the smell of the zay. How does it sound? Az. So our respected brothers and sisters in India, Pakistan, who insist to say wala zalin, za, we tell them this is a variant of what letter? It's not an Arabic letter. It's a variant of the sad, with which some Arabs used to read the sad. And some of the 10 qira'at, like Hamza, with his narrators, Khalad, they read, I think if I'm not mistaken, one of them, they read what? For sure, one of the 10 qira'at read it this way. They say azzi. Tamam? So that's not a dad at all. It's not a dad. That sound is a variant for the sad. طب يلا. أم هم المسيطرون. So either make it sin or sad, but make it a good sin or a good sad, not neither sin or sad. أم هم المسيطرون. Now sad. أم هم المسيطرون. Away from you, brother. You can sit there next to Yahya or behind Hamza. If you like to stay there, but don't talk to him. أم هم المسيطرون. Number 5. وزادكم في الخلق بسطة. As you can see, the sad is gray and the sin is what? Is black. This means we're going to say sin or sad? بسطة. Okay, Sheikh, why they're confusing us? Why they put sin and sad? Just put it with sin. This is how it was written in the time of the Prophet ﷺ, like this. And then they put, for Hafs narration, they put the sin on top to tell you that here, in Hafs narration, it's with the sin. Tamam? Tamam? But other qira'at, and even Hafs in the Tayyiba way, different. So here, what do we say? بسطة. And also, we mentioned the sin a little bit yesterday. make sure you don't make the scene as a zai, as many students do. Even Syrians, huh? So see, I'm talking about Syrians. Don't come and say, oh, he's talking about Pakistanis and Indians, he's racist. Because this is how some Muslims think, right? No. By the way, in the issue of waqf, I take the opinion of our respected Pakistani and Indian scholars. I like their opinion more. In regard with waqf, where do you stop in the ayat? Tamam? Or you connect the ayah, you connect when the meaning is very connected, even if it's the end of the ayah. I take their opinion and teach it. Just to give you an example, right? This issue of racism and nationalism and this garbage. This is garbage that is not there at all in our minds or in Islam, right? This is from the colonizations, right? Colonizations have this garbage, and for us, our beloved Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam 1400 years ago teaching the world no preference to an Arab over an Arab, or a black to a white or white to a black. So those people, they come now and they claim human rights and this. They're the biggest liars, right? Now we have the children literally dying, starving to death in Gaza, and those hypocrites, starting with the US administration and Europe and all of those hypocrite countries, what are they doing? They're sending those boxes that falling on the heads of people, claiming they're giving them food. Why they don't force those Israeli terrorists to let those thousands of trucks at the Rafah crossing, why they don't let them go in? Because they're together, they're cooperating in this genocide, right? They're cooperating in this genocide. They're all criminals and murderers, starting with Joe Biden, right? Starting with him, because he's the one who's blocking the ceasefire resolution, right? Everyone sees this and knows this. And then he comes and he lectures on us. People are starving. You're making them starve. You're sending those 2,000 pound bombs on their heads. You're the one who's continuing to support this genocide, right? So, Muslims, they don't have any type of racism, right? Or prejudice based on color or background or this silly stuff that they have. Alhamdulillah, we are free from it before they talk about human rights and equality and these things. That's why you should be proud of our religion, right? And teach them. Same thing, coexistence, and they lecture on us. Like we can teach them, right? The Prophet ﷺ had Jews and Christians and pagans in his city, all living as citizens, right or no? As one ummah. Did you ever hear that? Can you believe that? Some extremist Muslims, they don't understand this. They think we're making this up because we want to please the West. Ignorant people. Some Muslims, they're extremists and ignorant. The Prophet ﷺ in the constitution of Al-Madinah, he said that the Jews and the Muslims are one ummah. Can you believe that? He said one ummah, that people live in the same country. They all defend that country. Right? Ummah ala man siwa. And then he said, and the believers, they have their own brotherhood. Of course, there's a special brotherhood, the believers' brotherhood, and there's a human brotherhood. Tamam? We just need to learn our religion and see you will love and be proud of your religion. Back to here. What brought us to all this? The Waqf, the Indian, the Za. Okay. The Syrians. The Syrians say masjid. Many people say masjid. Al-masjid. Masjid. And not many also, not only Syrians. The Syrians make a mistake in another thing. But hey, Moroccans. I'm gonna talk about you. Moroccans. The Moroccan brother. Masjid. American masjid. أسجد والمسجد أيوة يلا now ويبسط this one same thing same thing يقبض ويبس ويبسط
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 ويبسط.
ويبسط.
Any question? 6. This word in give me the charger. I need give me the charger with the laptop. Somewhere here under the table, I think. Next word. No, just that's it. Put it here. Be careful. No. It's not inside. Yeah, okay. فما آتاني سورة النمل. سورة النمل. Come on. سورة النمل. فما آتاني. Where is it? فما آتاني. How do you stop on this word? If you're reading, how do you stop on this word? Why atan? Just because you read there? Where is it? How do you stop on this word?
Atani.
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 And the other way to stop on this particular word is without the ya. How do you stop on it?
Atan.
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 Of course, 2, 4, 6, right? Atan or tan, or, and that's why they put it small. Why? What's the answer? What's the answer for this question? Why? Why you stop these 2 ways on this word? That's how we got it from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Yeah. 7. In Surah Al-Rum, we have this word. It can be read in 2 ways. In Hafs narration through Shatibiyya. Allah الذي خلقكم من ضعف. I like to speak about the meanings and stuff, but we're not having the time for this. من ضعف, Allah is the one who created you from weakness. We can say ضعف with the fatha on the dad, and we can say ضعف. Yalla, let's read the 2 ways. خلقكم من ضعف.
خلقكم من ضعف.
من ضعف. Round with the dot, bring back normal with 9. من ضعف. The other word is what? Same thing, ضعف, the second ضعف, and also ضعفا. من بعد قوة ضعفا.
من بعد قوة ضعفا.
من بعد قوة ضعفا.
من بعد قوة ضعفا.
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 Round with the dot, round with the dot, normal with the ain. ضعفا.
ضعفا. Sounds like Doma.
ضمة.
You said do.
ضو. Yeah.
It's do fatia do.
What did we say about ضعف? What did we say about ضعف? Did we say it can be read with ضعف or ضعف? And this one and this one. This is why I put them here, because they have 2 ways. تمام? Say ضعفا.
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 Number 8. أم لهم شرك في السماوات إيتوني. In this ayah, Surah Al-Ahqaf, the best way to read it like this. You stop on as-samawat. And that's why in the Tajweed Mus'haf, I think they put a space. If they didn't put a space, put a line. So you know it's better to stop. So you say, أم لهم شرك في السماوات. Then, how do you read this word? Who knows? Raise your hand. Yeah. Sister. Ituni. Look how she read it. Look. Isn't this Hamza Qatar? Shouldn't it be Ituni? What did she do, Ya Sufyan? She said, look what she said. What did she do? She replaced the Hamza with what?
Kasra.
Kasra?
No, yeah.
Yeah. She said, Ituni بكتاب. Means bring me a book similar to it if you can. Bring me a book similar to it if you can. Who said that? The Prophet ﷺ said to them. Okay? ائتوني بكتاب من قبل هذا, etc. What's the rule here? Yalla, what's the rule? The rule, ya shabab, the rule, ya Shu'aib, is if we have Hamzat Wasl followed by Hamzat Qata'. What is Hamzat Qata'? What is Hamzat Qata'?
The
What is Hamzat Qata'?
The Hamza.
Whenever you see the Hamza, ya Hamza, whenever you see the Hamza in the Quran, it's Hamzat Qata'. Whenever you see the Hamza in the Quran, it is Hamzat
قطع
Qata'.
قطع
Hamzat Qata' always pronounced, right? Except in special circumstances. While Hamzat Wasl, we know, if you connect it with a letter before it, you drop it. And do you see Hamzat Wasl as a Hamza or as an Alif with a little Sad? Alif with a little Sad. So, and Hamzat Qata' can mean many things. Can be part of the verb or the word, and can be, yesterday we mentioned it, in A'jamiyyun. What's the type of that Hamzat Qata'? What do we call it? Who remember? And it's equal to hal. We call it a particle of istifham. Hamzatul istifham. Hamzatul istifham. So, you know now why this is Hamzat Qata', correct?
Yeah.
What is it called? Hamzat Qata'. Do we drop it if we connect it with what's before it or what's up? No, we always pronounce it. Except in such a case, this case. What do we do? If we have Hamzat Wasl followed by Hamzat Qata', it's a bit difficult for Arabs to say ائتوني. They never say it. They don't say it. I don't know any qira'ah that say that. They don't say ائتوني. What do the Arabs do? They replace Hamzat al-Qata' with a letter that suits the haraka of Hamzat al-Wasl. What do? They replace Hamzat al with a letter that suits the haraka of
Hamzat al-Wasl.
Okay, we need to know the haraka of Hamzat al-Wasl. Yalla, let's go to level 5.
What we say Hamzat al-Wasl, we drop it.
Yalla, go to, but we're starting with it. Yeah, okay, yalla, let's take what you said. If we connect, you don't need to know that rule. How do you connect as-samawat with ائتوني? as-samawati. صح? as-samawati tuni. But don't do that. You know why? You know why? Because we want to understand the meaning. To understand the meaning, stop on as-samawat and start ائتوني. So you need to learn this. No escape, brother. Okay? So let's go to Hamzat al-Wasl. Part 1. For Ahmed Easy, part 1. That's level 5 rules. The level 5 rules, the haraka of Hamzatul Wasl. We're going to get a break in 5 minutes, inshallah. If I forget, don't remind me. Remind me. Okay. Haraka of Hamzat Wasl is one of the important topics. Hamzatul Wasl, ya shabab. Hamzatul Wasl in verbs. In verbs. Yeah, part 1.
Page 15.
Part 1, page 17 in my version. Page 17. Make sure everyone got the book. Part 1 and part 2, I mentioned mandatory. You have to get them. Otherwise, you're not going to get tested. You have to get them. And the orange ones and the first one, very recommended to get them. Bismillah. Okay. Bismillah. Hamzat al-Wasl. Anyone doesn't know Lam Shamsiyya and Lam Qamariya? Everyone knows. Come on. You know Lam Shamsiyya and Lam Qamariya, right?
No.
Who doesn't know it? Okay. Okay. You know Hamzat al-Wasl? How does it look like?
Alif and Sad.
Little son. When we connect Hamzat Wasl with any letter before it, what do you do? When we connect Hamzat Wasl, when we read it with any letter before it, what do we do?
We drop it.
We drop it. That's step number 1. Rule number 2. Hamzat al-wasl can be with letters, can be with one letter only, which is the lam. Do you see all these examples? Let's take the Qamariya example, it's easier first. Do you see all these examples? Hamzat al-wasl, in all of these examples, we put it with what? What's the first letter? Lam, lam, lam. Do you see all the lamat? Okay. Hamzat al-wasl can come with only one letter. What letter is that?
Lam.
Lam. And that lam with Hamzat al-wasl, they both mean the. What do they mean?
The.
They mean what? The. So L equals the. Okay? It's not clear. Okay, here. L equals what? The. That's the only letter with which Hamzat al-wasl comes. The only letter. But we don't mean, I put this as a footnote, we don't mean it comes separate with lam and you say L. No. We mean it comes with the whole word. Okay? With the whole word. So Hamzat al-wasl can come with the lam. That's the only letter that it can come with. And they make like one word as and it means the, because if we say rajul, well, let's not take. If we say qamar, okay, which means moon, we can have Hamzat al-wasl with the lam, and which means the. Then it will be al-qamar, which means the moon. Correct? Can you see here, or I went too much down? You see it? Okay. Hamzat al-wasl, when it comes with the lam, always has a fatha. Right or no?
Yes.
Did you ever hear someone saying il-qamar, ul-qamar? Yeah, I heard. A lot of our brothers and sisters in India, Pakistan, the little kids, they come and read to me. They say, they read it, Hamzat al-wasl, ul. Did any teacher notice that? Where's Juwayriya? Sarah, did you guys notice that? They read ul. They say ul. Why? Who taught you this way? This is how they taught them. Whenever they see Hamzat al-wasl, they say ul. Even not Pakistan, Afghanistan. We have a family from Afghanistan. All of the kids, when they're reading this, they say ul. I don't know. That's how they learned. Hamzat al-wasl with the lam always has what?
Al.
Fatha. So we always say a. We're done with the lam. What's left? What's left? In Arabic, Hamzat al-wasl, sorry. In Arabic, the kalima, the word can be ism or fa'il or harf only. Can be a verb, a noun, or a particle. Harf means particle in this context. You remember yesterday we said harf istifham? We said obviously it's not letter of istifham, it's what? Particle of istifham. Right? Like tool of istifham. We're done with the harf. Now Hamzat al-wasl. Does Hamzat al-wasl come with verbs and nouns? Yes. Yes. That's what brought us to this thing, huh? We want to see how do we know the haraka of Hamzat al-wasl. Okay? Before that, we're going to explain to the brother lam shamsi and lam qamariya. This lam that we talked about, sometimes we pronounce it, sometimes we don't. When we pronounce it like al-qamar, we call it qamariya because the qamar is the most common example for it. And also, if you like a tip to help you, you can see al-qamar, you can look at al-qamar, so you can see the lam. But when it is ash-shams, shamsiya, okay, you cannot look at the shams. So that lam in ash-shams, it will be merged into the following letter. So it will be silent. So that's why they call this lam, ya brother, lam shamsiya. Means silent or not silent?
Silent.
Silent. Al-qamar, lam qamariya is?
It's not silent.
Is not silent. Three signs one sign, there are many signs that can tell you this lam is qamariya or shamsiya. Sign number one, the qamariya has the sukoon on it. They keep the sukoon. Okay, brother? You can read this. You have it all. Now look here. Lam qamariya has the sukoon on it. Once you see the sukun, you know you have to pronounce it. Shamsiya, they don't put the sukun. Why? They're telling you, we drop the lam, we merge it into the sheen. Sign number 1. Sign number 2. Shamsiya, the lam is great in the Tajweed Mus'haf. Qamariya, it's black. Sign number 3. Shamsiya has a shadda after it. Qamariya doesn't have shadda. This is lam shamsiya. Sign number 4. Ibdi, hajjaka, wakhaf, aqimahu. They told you these are Qamariya letters. If one of them comes after the lam is Qamariya. So even if you read an Arabic book that doesn't have any of these harakat or colors, this is how you will know. The letters, the Qamariya letters are these. If one of them comes after the lam, then the lam is what? Qamariya. Done with lam shamsiya and lam qamariya, and all these details are there. Lam qamariya and lam shamsiya done with it. Now we go to the haraka of hamzat wasl. You see it? All these details are there. Don't worry to write anything. When you need to write something, I'm going to tell you what to write. Yes?
For these Shamsiya or Kamriya letters, do we have to write, remember these mnemonics, or we just know how to read it for the test?
Because you're learning all Tajweed rules, it's good to learn it. It's good to learn it. Practically you don't need to. Why? Because there are easy signs that tell you in the Mus'haf. But as teachers, advanced students, it's good to know this combination. Ibghi hajjaka wa khaf aqima. Like seek your hajj and be afraid of spelling, missing it or not missing it, spoiling it or invalidating it, something like this.
What's the difference between Atuni and Ituni?
آتوني زبر الحديد آتوني زبر الحديد أعطوني إيتوني. I think it needs a preposition. إيتوني be something. والله أعلم. تمام? Yeah, I put the note there in the book. So ibli, that first hamza is written as hamza wasl just to make that word, to make that combination to make it meaningful. But it is in reality hamza qata, because we cannot have hamza wasl after the lam. Because if we have it, we're gonna drop it, right? If we have it, we're gonna drop it. Like a listen, for example. Okay, طب يلا, we'll take 5-minute break, and then what will we cover? We'll cover the haraka of hamzat wasl in verbs and in nouns. In verbs and in nouns. And then we go back to the special words, inshallah. Sallallahu ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. There's some date biscuit there, and some dates, and tea, and coffee, mashallah. May Allah reward everyone who brought something. Sallallahu ala Sayyidina. Whenever you see a hamza, whenever you see it written, regardless how it's written. On wow, on wow.
Why did